It's Dana. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm featuring card number 3 of my Valentine's Day card series. I'm going to be using this mixed media paper pad from Brutus Monroe. I totally have fallen in love with this gorgeous paper pad. I love the monochromatic looks, and I really love the script on this kind of manila color paper, or vanilla, with black writing. So as I put this card together, I just want to apologize. I meant to have this card up sooner, but we ended up having a death in the family, so I'm just now getting around to editing the videos and getting them out to everybody. So thank you guys for your patience and your support during this time. Alright, so now since I have my card base down, I'm going to go ahead and add some Valentine's elements to this. So I'm going to grab my Misty, and this is going to help me line up all of the pretty little hearts I want to use on this card. I love this stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. It is one of my favorites. It is called Tons of Hearts, and I love the hearts that are solid. As you can see in the video number 1 of the card series, I used the outlined hearts. So this one I'm going to use the filled in heart for this one. So I'm going to move my Misty up, and I'm going to add one more little heart to the bottom corner. So this way we have just a border down the side of some really pretty hearts. Alright, let me move that out of the way, and I'm going to emboss this. So I'm going to use the Brutus Monroe embossing ink. Now, if you're not sure what an embossing ink is, all it is clear ink. It actually has no color to it. But you want to use embossing ink when you need to use embossing powder. That is the mechanism that gets the embossing powder to stick to the stamped image. So you're really not going to see it on your stamped piece until you start adding in your embossing powder, and then it actually makes that clear ink come to life. With even if you're using white, you're using clear. If you're going to use clear, it's going to leave more of a watermark look, but it actually makes the embossing powder stick to your project. So I'm just going to ink back up those hearts because I just want to make sure I get full coverage. You know, a solid image sometimes it's hard to get a full coverage, but I want to make sure I get this on a first time out. Alright, go ahead and lift that up and move that out the way. Next, I'm going to use the Brutus Monroe Scarlet Embossing Powder. This powder is absolutely gorgeous. It's like a red burgundy. Stunning. Wait till you guys see this. So you can very faintly see the heart outlines on that piece of paper, but now once I start pouring on the embossing powder, that's when you're going to be able to see the hearts. Can you see that? So the embossing powder is clear, and once you put the embossing ink is clear, and once you put your embossing powder on it, that's when you really start seeing what you just stamped. So I'm going to make sure that I just keep adding a little bit more of the embossing powder because I forgot to use my anti-static tool, and I don't want to get this everywhere all over my card. So I'm just going to lightly do it so I don't get it everywhere. Alright, that looks great. Now I'm going to grab my heat gun. I've had it heated off to the side, so it's pretty warm. And when your gun is heated, it embosses quicker. So as you can see, those brighter red hearts are now turning into that beautiful red burgundy. And you can still see the script through it. So let me turn that around and let you see that. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. I love Brutus Monroe embossing powder. Super nice. Alright, next I went ahead and I used that love die, and I went out ahead and cut out some black cardstock. Once I cut it out, I lined it up, and now I'm using painter's tape to be able to pick it up and transfer it over to my project. So anytime you cut something out and it doesn't line it up again on a piece of paper or something, and then just use your painter's tape to pick it up, so now you can put your adhesive on the back of it. I just reached for some glossy accent because it happened to be sitting right on the corner of my desk. I had been cleaning, so I don't know where my glue is at this point. So I'm just going to grab what I have on hand, and this is just going to be able to give me the opportunity to put this down onto my project. Now I could have used transfer paper on this or stick it, but I totally forgot to do that when I ran it through the die cut. All right, now I'm going to bring back in that beautiful panel, and I'm going to line up that love sentiment exactly where I want it. And it's pretty easy to do once you have your painter's tape. And I'm going to warn you, I pressed down pretty firmly on this to get the love to stick down, and I totally forgot to take off some of the tackiness from the painter's tape before I put it over my letters. So you're going to see I'm having to very gently pull back on that painter's tape. So next time I think I'm going to use washi tape instead of the painter's tape, because I didn't want to end up ripping that love off of my panel. So I'm trying to do it ever so gently because I forgot to remove that tackiness from the painter's tape. Now you're going to see that once I pull back, I do remove some of the black cardstock, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to cover that up. I'm not even going to worry about that right now. You see that right there where it's a little bit gray? We're going to cover that. I have a magical fix for that. I'm going to use a black Wink of Stella. Since my cardstock is black, I can just use the black Wink of Stella to fill in that area where it's a little bit grayed out and turn it black so it looks like the rest of the love sentiment. So all I'm going to do is go around my entire sentiment with my Wink of Stella pen. And again, this is going to give everything a nice black, shiny, and shimmery coat. But do you see how it fills nicely in that little gray section that I messed up? So that's a good way to hide your mistakes, because we don't want to have to redo the card. I mean, this card is looking fantastic. Who wants to redo it, right? So I'm just going to use the Wink of Stella. Now, if you have colored Wink of Stella, that's fantastic. I have silver, I have gold, I believe, red, black, and the clear. So you can always fix your mistakes. Or if I didn't have Wink of Stella and I only had the clear Wink of Stella, I would just go back in with a black Sharpie marker. Because all I needed to do is just cover up that one area, and then I could have put the Wink of Stella on top of it. You know, in card making, you guys, there's always a way to fix our boo-boos. We will hide them any way we can. So this is just a great tip. If you mess something up, put some Wink of Stella over the top of it and you'll be fine. All right, so I'm just finishing up. I want to make sure I kind of get a really good even coverage because I want this love to kind of like shimmer on my card panel. Can you see that? Isn't that pretty? And it looks fantastic with that black script behind it. Next, we need to put our card together. So I'm going to grab a piece of manila cardstock and I'm just going to back it on black because I think that looks very elegant. Now look, I'm just going to tap that to make sure that's dry. But do you see the black paper I'm using? It's from the die cut area of which I took out the love. So I'm not going to have to grab another piece of paper. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know that underneath that beautiful panel, I had actually die cut the word love out of there. So that's another way to use up those scraps. Nobody knows it besides me and you now. And okay, anybody else who's watching the video. But for the recipient, they're not going to know the difference. Next, I'm going to go ahead and put on some adhesive. And I'm just going to run a good amount down this. Now, what I forgot to tell you is during the video, I also, on the red heart, put some clear Wink of Stella. So you're going to see some of that red on that panel. It kind of transferred over. But again, we're hiding that. So again, nobody's going to know it's there. So I'm going to press down that panel. And voila, we are done. We have a beautiful and lovely Valentine's Day card. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I will see you guys soon. I hope you really enjoyed this card series. Go have a fantastic day, and I'll see you back here soon for another new video. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, if you liked the video today, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.